Can you hear me?
Yo,
How you doing?
how's it going, mate? You right?
Yeah, good, thanks. You?
Yeah, good, thank you. You sound a bit like distant there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe I'm speaking a bit quiet.
Oh,
Still waking up.
there you go. That's better.
Cool.
How are you, mate? You right?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good.
Good, mate. I had a bit of my computer for some reason just suddenly just shut down in the middle of
Oh,
the stream. So
strange.
yeah. So yeah, now it looks like these buys are playing out.
Mm.
Yeah, so I had some buys when price was closing above this resistance here at 139,370, and then this candle came down and stopped me out, and then
Nah,
now it's continuing on. So
happens.
yeah, man, is what it is.
Mm.
Okay, right, let's wait for a few people to join and then we will make
Sure.
a start. Right, morning everyone on the YouTube. Sorry about that. I had a bit of an issue with the computer. For some reason it just switched itself off. So we're back. Wait for a few people to join and then we will make a start. So let's see if we got any news here this morning. Oh, maybe that's why. Yeah, I think that was why. I think that's why GBP pushed down at 7 a.m. because we had some bad CPI news. Got any more Brexit news or anything this morning? No. Okay. Morning. Can I suggest you have a background to the chart that shows the pair a bit small to read on a phone? Just a suggestion. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like having that big thing in the middle, I have to admit. So, I mean, look, it might be small, but if as long as you can work out that it's GBP JPY, and I mean, I can make this a little bit bigger. But there you go. Okay. Right, morning everyone. Welcome to another London session live stream. We're here from the 16th of December 2020. So I had some buys this morning on GBP JPY, and the entry was taken at 139,380. So right over here. So price kind of pushed like 6 pips into profit. I was really expecting the 7 a.m. candle to give us some volume, coming up to like 139,500. If we go to the 30-minute, obviously we had some issues around 139,470, but we should have tapped into this vicinity within that period. Now, if you look on the 15-minute time frame, we did actually even break the high. So even though this next candle closed bearish, the next one came up and it broke the high, like fairly early on in the candle. So I was really expecting that price should at that point, continue moving bullish and that we could have a nice push. But actually, seemed like some negative news caused price to break the low over here and then ultimately continue down. So the stop was originally below the 30-minute candle over here. So if we move this down a bit, you can see how the 30-minute candle, you know, just slightly closed above this area. But what really done it for me was, you know, the fact that the 15-minute candle closed above, then the first 15-minute candle closed above, and then the second 15-minute candle also closing above this area. So I was really anticipating for us to push up. So just like a probabilities aspect that we didn't. So yeah, that's my second trade for the week. 1 break even, 1 loss. But I mean, yeah, we just have to see what the rest of the day brings. But yeah, I closed basically the full position once we came down and broke the low over here. And then yeah, like it is what it is, I suppose. So yeah, looks like those buys are playing out right now. So we had a pullback and then yeah, continued up. Yeah, it looks like it's continuing right on to where I have my TP. But there you go. The reason as well for the buys, there was, when we look on the 4-hour time frame, right, it was kind of this whole setup that caught my eye, something that I see happen a lot of times. And you know, that's basically the 4-hour time frame made a high up over here, it retraced, and then we get this candle form. Now this is like a support liquidity candle where we're tapping into a zone over here and we're creating a support and rejecting it. So there was a higher probability that when we break the high of the previous 4-hour that we would continue moving bullish. So I mean, yeah, it's just a bit annoying. Obviously it came all the way down and then continued up, but yeah, nothing we can really do about that. So let's do some fresh analysis here on GBP JPY, because obviously you know, the analysis has changed at this point. So let's start off here with the daily time frame. So my analysis here with the daily was that, okay, well, since the daily candles come up and it's closed back above this support here at 139, I mean, technically speaking, we should break the high of the previous daily candle and then we can continue up to at least kind of retest this area, you know, where we fell from beforehand. So I feel like we could revisit 139.900, even maybe 140, but we need to break the high of the previous daily candle and then continue on. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So now looking on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that, so we know that price tapped into an area over here, created support to continue up, perfectly fine. Right, we have a resistance right over here that we're approaching on the 4-hour time frame. So the buys would have been to this resistance, which is like a 30 pip range based on the 4-hour. So if we had taken the buys based off the 4-hour, then you know it would have played out. But we obviously didn't know that we was going to wake up to have the entry present and then it pull back. So so anyway, yeah, so 4-hour is approaching a resistance. Now, when we look on the to the upside, you know, above this area, so when we break above 139.600 and we look left, we see we have a clean candle coming all the way up to 140.200. So, I mean, technically speaking, based off the 4-hour, this would be our next area where we can, you know, price can go, because we have these clean candles. Now obviously we have some issues, you know, over here in this zone, but once we can, you know, break above this area and then continue on, I think we're going to see another nice push here. Let's go to the 1-hour time frame. So yeah, so it seems like we're approaching a resistance at 139.620. Right, so we can't really do anything until we are closing above 139, 620, 650, somewhere like that. And then, you know, at the same time, we just had an area over here where we've just closed above. So yeah, if we also look at the support, so we had a support over here on the 1-hour time frame, and the other reason for the buys was, if we look, you know, this candle came down, closed below this area, the next candle came up, closed back in the range, and then the 1-hour candle did like a retest to continue up. So when I saw this candle close, I was like, okay, for sure, now we should fill this range and then continue on, because we did a fake out, we did the retest, and we should have continued up. Okay, so 30-minute candle. 30-minute time frame. So on the 30-minute time frame, we can see how we had a support over here, and price just kind of ranged throughout Asian session. And then we see how we had like a weak bullish candle. Price came down, broke the low, and it must have tapped into this support over here, and then, you know, kind of rejected this area. And then, you know, once we was closing back in this range, I was like, okay, well, we have a minor resistance right over here. So if we can break above this minor resistance, we can continue on to 139 470, and then all the way up to 139 600. So right now, again, you know, price is making a high, so we need to just wait for price to make a high, see if we can form some support, and then, you know, look for some form of continuation. So let's go to the 30-minute real quick over here. Yeah. So this range that we got here right now, because the 30 minutes obviously closed above 139 470, this range that we have over here is around 16 pip range, coming up to 139 630. Let's look on the 15-minute. Yeah, so I think because we have this, let me do it on the Zoom call there. So because we have this minor resistance within this range, I can see now, you know, clearly price is just kind of reacting to this right now. So we probably want to wait to see if we can, you know, create some support in this zone over here and then continue up, you know, or we need to see if we can, price can just create a high, because we don't know what this candle is going to do. We don't know if this candle is going to close bearish and then the next one's going to close bullish. We don't know if it's coming down to make a bottom wick to then continue back up. So we need to be a bit patient here now at this point, because the first buy didn't play out. So the last thing I want to do is to jump straight back into another buy position. Oh, look at that. Anybody just witness that quick movement? I was like 10 pips within that quick flip of a... But there you go. So yeah, maybe could have executed buys there, but missed that anyway. We was talking. Yeah, so there you go. So I think at this point we're gonna need to wait for price to make a high, retrace, and then continuation. Plus it's like London Open candle right now, so it can be a little bit volatile. But yeah, there you go. Look at that. Yeah, I think GJ is going to continue on to 139 630 now. Yeah, probably would have been a good idea to give the buyers a second chance right over here, but I mean, yeah, I just when we just was looking at it then on the 15-minute, it just looked like it was reacting to the zone. But there you go. So yeah, just gonna wait for this candle to close, and then we will reassess. But either way, I think buys above 139 650 is going to be good, because we look on the 30-minute time frame and we're going to see, okay, we do have some issues. Don't get me wrong, we have some issues over here. We have a lot of wicks, but once we break above this zone, we can continue up to 139 230, right, which is about 30 pips away. Thank you for the subscription there, appreciate it. Okay. So yes. Yeah, see, there's just a lot of mess within this range here, you know. But when we go to the, yeah, see, I think based off the 15-minute time frame, I think a good target is gonna be, yeah, right over here. It's gonna be a good target. It's kind of like a previous support, kind of an area where we tapped into 139 800. I think that's going to be a good target over there for buys if we can continue on. So let's measure this range. This range is 16 pip range, pretty good. And then the whole range, if we can get it, is like 30 pips. So now this is just where the waiting is involved. So yeah, we must wait. Well, I suppose, yeah, look, price came all the way up and now it's rejecting again. So probably best thing to do is going to be to wait for this candle to close. because it's a little bit of a indecision candle right now until it closes. Morning, even though the trade didn't work out, but that was a very good buy analysis. Yeah, it's just one of those ones there. I got the buy when it broke the high of the previous 4 hour. Yeah, nice. But got stopped at BE when bad news came. Yeah, I think the break of the 4 hour high was also like a good entry. It just was unfortunate, obviously, that it completely reversed. But just what it is, you know. That's just it. But there you go. Anyway, let's move on to gold. Let's do some analysis here on gold. Let's go to the daily time frame. So looking on the daily time frame, I mean, I think gold could at least revisit maybe like 1870 based on the daily, because because we broke above that resistance that was created on gold. I mean, we could see a retracement, some form of liquidity to continue higher, but essentially I think gold should continue moving bullish at this point. We have a lot of issues in this area, but since then we've had some clean candles, so we'll have to focus more on that. Now let's look at the 4 hour time frame on gold. Well, the 4 hour time frame has created a support down over here at 1850, and we had a resistance that formed right over here at 1853. So we can see how this 4 hour candle's come up, closed above this minor resistance, or this consolidation, and the next one seems to be doing some form of retest. So we'll see if we can continue up. I think a good target over there is going to be right over here for the 4 hour. So that is 1860. Let's look on the 1 hour time frame. Looking on the 1 hour time frame, we can see that price is trying to create a support over here above this resistance. We also had a support formed right over here at 1852, and then it seems like we rejected. Let's remove that for a sec. Seems like we rejected this area over here at 1857. Let's look on the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, so it seems that price is just kind of consolidating right now. But I think if it can break above 1857, we can continue up to 1861, which is about 30 pips away. This area right over here. And then if we create like a support over here, but it's a weak support, and then we can break that and then continue down, I think 1852 is going to be a good play, and then below that to 1849 is going to be pretty good too. So let's go ahead and mark these up. Okay, perfect. What's up, man? New here. What's your record so far? Record for what? The views? I think we had like 90 people come on at one time. That's my highest so far. But yeah, it's usually a little bit quieter at this time, and then it just slowly picks up as the time goes by. But yeah, nice to have you on. So the 30-minute, obviously trying to create some support, so we'll just have to wait and see. What's your record so far for trades? What do you mean by record? I mean, I don't know how you can have a record for trades. In terms of, you want to see what trades I've taken, or you want to know how many trades I've taken, or... Okay. Right. I'm going to wait the 2 minutes to see how the 15-minute candle closes. So it does seem like it is reacting to this minor resistance. So probably want to see some support formed for price to continue bullish is going to be a good idea. Let's look at Euro JPY. Let's close everything here. Let's look at Euro JPY. So looking at EJ, obviously the daily time frame was consolidating. If you want to know win losses, then head over to my Instagram, go on the story highlights. All the trades are going to be there for you to check out. So daily time frames coming down. Let's look at the 4 hour. So it seems like the 4 hour candle in the Asian session broke this support, and then the next 4 hour candle did like a retest to continue down. So does seem like it's like a break and retest for the 4 hour time frame here on EJ. Let's look on the 1 hour. Looking on the 1 hour time frame, it seems like, if we just remove this for a sec, so it seems that we had a support over here, right? And then this 1 hour candle, it came down and it broke this area, 125,800. Now this current 1 hour candle seems like it's doing some form of retest, and I think it can continue moving bearish. But we'd probably want to see, like a resistance or something like that on the 30-minute time frame for price to continue down. 30-minute candle is still open, so 30-minute is closed below this area. As we look left, we're going to see how we have an area of issue on the 30-minute time frame right over here. Oh. Right, we have a issue over here at 125,710. We also have an issue over here. But then once we break this area, we have clean candles for a good while. So probably want to wait for like a resistance or something like that, and then I think EJ is going to be good to continue down. Ooh, and then just to say that, nice big fat retracement. Yeah, look at that. Just like probabilities over there. 4 hour trying to come back in the range at this point, is it? Yeah, we'll have to see how it closes. We'll have to see how it closes, but it seems like it's trying to do some form of fake out. So yeah, there you go. There's EJ. Look at GBP CAD. GBP CAD, very similar structure to GJ. Seems like I've done a big liquidity grab over there too. Okay. Let's remove everything. How much do you usually risk per trade? 2%, roughly. Sometimes 3%. Depends. Okay, looking on the daily time frame on GBP CAD, it seems like we've retraced here after this bearish move, and we're actually reaching a resistance over here, which is where GBP CAD's trying to close above. Now, if GBP CAD can close above, it can continue on to 1.72500, or even to fill this wick over here. Let's look on the 4 hour time frame. So I think more so we had an area over here, which was some area of issue, and it seems like it done a break and retest on the 4 hour to continue up. But at the same time, we have this minor resistance here, but then once we can establish some further support, I think it can continue up to 1.72 thousand over there. So let's look on the 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour time frame is a little bit messy because we have a lot of issues. We have a lot of issues to the left hand side because we have a resistance over here. Right, we have a resistance over here. We also had this whole area. So we need to measure this range. Now this range on the 1 hour time frame is like a 30 pip range. That's pretty good. Let's go to the 30-minute. Yeah, so now what we want to do is just focus in more on the most recent price action. There we go. So we have a support over here. Price is coming up to make a high. If we look on the 30-minute though, yeah, this range becomes... Yeah, see, 30-minute is a little bit messy. In fact, it's not even a little bit messy, it's very messy. So obviously we do need to neaten up based off the 30-minute time frame. Okay. Yeah. Alright, we're going to come back to GBP CAD. Let's check out GJ. Okay, so see the 15. Okay, so the 15-minute candle, it closed bearish. It kind of closed like a doji candle, but I mean, to be honest, like, we can't take a buy over here because we have a resistance like 4 pips away. So it makes no sense to do that. Yeah, kind of the only thing I see makes sense is if we can create a support and then we can continue further bullish at that point.
Are you going to be trading over Christmas? Are you having any time off?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have some time off. I mean, I know next Monday I'm not here to stream. So probably go near enough till like Christmas Eve, and then uh, obviously call it a holiday until like maybe just after Boxing Day, and then. But see, I'll be streaming, but I probably won't be trading till the new year. At that point.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'll be on, maybe watching, but I have to kind of play it by ear a little bit. But yeah, just probably gonna take a few days off and we'll see.
Reset.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like this 15-minute candle is trying to move bullish, but obviously we want it to close bullish. But it may not give us enough range, so probably gonna need to wait a little bit here today. You think price will break through 139.513, 139.798 zone on GJ. 519. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's already doing that right now. I mean, it's come up to break the high and it's going to continue up to 139.630. But I mean, we can't take buys until, we're closing above that area at that point. And then price is already making a high. So yeah, so we have a resistance over here, right? So now at this point, we would need a break above this zone for price to continue up. Yeah, a bit difficult to anticipate. But there you go. Morning. Yeah, it seems like it's tapped into it. Retracing a bit. I think a lot of people must have packed up for the holidays. We usually have a lot more people than this come on. Maybe even a good entry could have been once we broke the high of the 30-minute candle, keeping the stop loss above. Sorry, keeping the stop loss below the current candle to continue moving up. But then there wasn't a great deal of range. That's my only issue, but it makes sense from a technical perspective. That's the only other thing I can kind of see here.
H, would you mind taking a look at USD JPY?
USD JPY.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tempted to take a sell at the moment.
Yeah, sure. Give me 2 secs. I'll take a look.
Sure.
Okay. Let me just start off here with the daily. So yeah, looking on the daily time frame, it does seem like it can continue down to the support here at 103, 300, 4 hour. Yeah, it seems like a break and retest. It's got clean candles. How much more range has it got? Yeah, like another 15 pips, 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour time frame. That would have been a really good entry over here. That would have been a nice sell to continue down. Obviously the range is small, but it's UJ. Let's look on the 15-minute. Yeah, I mean, this 15-minute candle, it closed with like barely a wick to the bottom, which is probably why this 15-minute is retracing. So, I mean, let's look on the... Yeah, see, we've got some issues right over here, because this is a previous support that we created to push higher up. So let's measure this range. It seems like it's really kind of come down to that area. Yeah, see, the ranges are so... Yeah, see, ranges are so small on UJ. Otherwise, like, you know, it's like such a small range. But I mean, like, from the high time frame perspective, it makes sense to continue down, you know, like the idea is not wrong. I just think maybe your best bet is to wait to see how this 15-minute closes, and then let's say it closes below this area, then you could potentially take sells and then keep your stop, you know, maybe like above this zone for price to continue down. Because I think with UJ as well, because see, this 30-minute candle's coming to a close in 3 minutes, and since it's already tapped into the zone and retraced, you probably want it to close below and then give way for the next one to continue further down. I think if you keep the stop above these 2 candles is going to be good, because it is pretty small range, just like what, 5-6 pips, so it's pretty good. But yeah, I would just say maybe wait for this 15 to close, and then you can either decide to execute based on the 30-minute, or you can say, okay, well, maybe I'll wait to see like a 15-minute candle close in my direction.
Sure.
But yeah, I think based off the higher time frames, it seems like it's gonna continue down. But if I was looking at that, I'd be like, oh, there should be a decent amount of room, but there's like 13 pips. So, yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. So we'll come back. If I'll check it out while we're, and then if I see something, I'm like, oh yeah, that's not looking good or whatever, I'll let you know. All right, cool. So GJ's also got like 2 minutes. Look at gold. See, I've seen this happen on gold too. So if this 15-minute candle closes bearish at this support, let's look on the 30-minute. Yeah, see, the 30-minute candle at that point will be closing like a weak bullish candle. And then I think the next one's going to wick up slightly and then continue down to fill this range to 1851. That'll be a really nice move there on gold. So so basically the analysis for that to happen, just in case we have a little highlight here. So the analysis would be that we would want this 15-minute candle to close kind of like a strong 15-minute at the support, and then what's going to happen is the next one's going to, you know, wick up and then continue down. But obviously we would need it to actually close that way, because right now it's still open. So that's kind of, yeah. Man, there's hardly anyone here this morning. Maybe because they think because the live stream crashed that I've gone. Put it on the story.
I'm gonna have to hop off for like half an hour for a meeting, bro, and then I'll jump back on.
Sorry, mate.
I'm just gonna have to mute myself for like half an hour. I've got a meeting,
Yeah.
and then I'll jump back on.
Yeah, of course, mate. Do what you gotta do.
Sweet. Bye bye.
See. Okay, so if we look at gold, yeah, it seems like let's look at the 15. See, the 15 kind of closed weak, so it makes it difficult, but it still can play out in that sense because the 30-minute didn't really close like a strong 30-minute. See how GJ closed? Oh, it was too slow to the bell. There you go. It's already pushed up another 13, 14 pips. So there we go. Yeah, I think a nice buy would have been right over here to continue up. But there you go. Morning. Yeah, just gonna have to wait at this point. Stop would have been way too big. Yeah, it would have been like 15 pips. Euro JPY. Yeah, Euro JPY came straight back in the range. GBP CAD also did continue moving bullish. GJ. Yeah. GJ also continued up. Yeah. Gold. Oh, yeah. See, because that 15-minute candle closing weak didn't make sense there for the sells to play out. There you go. Looks like the USD JPY coming down now. There we go. Yeah, since it's broken the low of the previous 15-minute candle, I think it's going to be pretty good to continue down at that point. Very nice. Very nice. Ooh, yeah, look at gold now. Okay, probably what I'm going to do is going to need to obviously wait at this point. Probably going to need to wait for support. See, this was the move I was trying to catch, man. It just didn't play out. Just didn't play out. Was really expecting price to continue up once we came over here. Oh, look at that retracement now. Yeah, I think today's gonna be a day of waiting. Oh, look at EJ. Damn. Oh, yeah, nice. UJ's continuing bearish. Don't know if Ibs took that sell, but yeah, looks like those UJ sells are playing out pretty good. Yeah, very nice. Where's the next target over here? Yeah, I think next target's going to be right over here. And then it can continue further down to fill the bottom of this range. Awesome. Okay, I'm just gonna go make a drink real quick, and then I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Cause not really much to do over here. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys. Oh, damn. What happened there? Whoa, look at that 5-minute candle. Jesus, did we have any news? Interesting. Man, I think today is just not the day to be trading. I mean, look at this liquidity being generated here. Yeah, Brexit. But man, this is that's a lot. This is a big deep grab. Man, look at this. Incredible. Well, just have to wait. Oh, EJ. EJ.
Yeah, I'm back.
What's going on, mate?
I ended up taking that sell on USD JPY.
Yeah, nice. I literally just looking at it, I was like, oh, it seems to have been playing out over
It's
there.
just, yeah, it just moves so slow.
Yeah.
The only thing that concerned me before I took it, I'm not too sure if it was a cowboy entry, but when you look at the 15-minute,
Yep.
the candle before had like no wick to the top.
This one.
So yeah, that one that you're on now,
Yeah.
had no wick to the top, so I wasn't sure whether I should have taken, like, it broke the low, and that's when I took it.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't know if that was a bit of a risky move because it didn't have a wick to the top. But then I looked over to the left, and there's a candle like not too far back behind that also had a similar. It was the same basically. So where is the candle? It's on the 16th of December at 3:30 in the morning. Had no wick to the top as well, but still dropped.
Okay.
So I didn't know if that was risky or.
I would say that if it had a wick, no wick to the bottom, that wouldn't have been. So basically, I personally think that I think the sells should have been executed on the 30-minute close, but obviously, like, you know, that's up to you. But obviously, if I would have taken that sell, I would have, because okay, we had support here, right? So we had support here, and then we had this candle came down and it closed below this area. So I would have executed sells over here and can then keep the stop loss above this area. And then when we go to the 15-minute time frame, you see the previous 15-minute candle that closed bullish. This is a typical candle where what happens is because this candle had no wick to the bottom. I see this happen literally all the time. Then what we get is a bullish candle that comes down, pushes down, but then actually closes bullish, and then the next one's going to continue down. So this is almost like, I think some people call it like a booby trap candle. So it's like it pushes in your direction, then it retraces, and then the next one continued down. So I think obviously had you have had sells on the close, you know, you would have had sells somewhere up over here. But I still think if you've taken sells down over here at the moment, I think as long as your stop loss is like kind of above this zone, it should be.
Yeah, that's where I've put it above the wick for that blue candle, the wick bullish one.
Yeah. I think you're gonna be. I think it's gonna be fine. I think you just need to manage the trade as it plays out. So let's say this candle breaks the high of the previous candle, then you can close like 50% of the position, because they should respect, you know, each other's lows and highs at this point. I mean, this 30-minute closed strong. It had no wick to the top, so it suggests that there was no range for price to retest or anything like that. So I mean, I think, yeah, look at the 1 hour.
And then
Yeah,
my target was my target is 103.250. I don't know if I should only be targeting that zone that you've got, or
so my target's here because when I scrolled left from the 30-minute time frame,
there's like a troublesome area.
yeah, so I saw that we have a support here, which is where we could have some issues. We had a support here, but we seem to have ignored this area. We also seem to be coming down to this zone. But once we break 103.310, that's the point at which I'll be like, okay, now we should fill this range, because this is the 4-hour support as well. So if we look on the 1 hour time frame, yeah, let's go to the 4-hour real quick. So if we look on the 4-hour, we're now going to see that we're below the issues on the 4-hour. So the 4-hour looks like it should continue down. I think it's dropping right now. Oh no, 4-hour is right over there, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So based on the 4-hour, I think it's going to come down. Like, I think if you was to hold the sells, I think the 4-hour is going to be good to come down to this area. But then, you know, what you might get is like, a 15-minute candle pull back and then continue.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You may get like this sort of like drop, bit of a pullback, more resistance drop. You know what I mean? So yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think maybe just, as long as you're trailing the stop loss and managing risk, as you know, I think you're gonna be
understood.
good.
Nice one, cheers.
Yeah, no worries. I'll come back and check it out in a minute. Let's look at GJ here, because obviously we know GJ was going a bit crazy. So yeah, it's kind of ranging right now. Probably gonna want to wait to see a candle close above this area here, if we can do that this time. I think we can remove this zone now, and I think we can, yeah, pull this down a bit. So yeah, GJ is very messy today. I mean, look at what's happened. Like, the first time we had a push down and then continued up. Then we had retraces at London Open. Then we had a push. Then we retraced. Then we came all the way down to the area again, and then closed all the way back up over here. So I mean, based on this 15-minute candle, okay, you see what I was saying with USD JPY IBS, you know, with that 15.
Yeah.
So basically, if looking at this now, like, what I would say with GJ is, if the 15-minute candle closes below the zone, then it can fill this wick, because it's almost like the trap candle. You know, it comes all the way down and then retraces, but then the next one's going to continue with that direction, which looks like it's happening right now.
Yeah.
But may not give the confirmation for that. So we'll need to see. No news or anything here. Oh, we've got more news here today. I think GBP as well. Because I was looking at the yellow fold and I was thinking it's probably not going to be too bad. I mean, they wasn't expecting that bad of a numbers. They was kind of expecting about the same, so I wasn't too worried about it, but it didn't come out as good, I suppose. Now that makes sense for why Euro moved bullish, because the numbers were good. Maybe they was expecting bad numbers, but actually the numbers came out good, and that's why that whole move on EJ It's been corrected. That would make sense. That would make complete sense.
Yeah, I saw that as well. So when EJ broke back, I mean, it faked out and then broke back in.
Mm-hmm.
Would that have been sort of a bit of a reckless entry to then? Because I don't know. I've noticed whenever it sort of fakes out and comes back into the range, it tends to sort of fly in the other direction.
Yeah, it can do. It does that. I would say like 70% of the time when price closes back in the range, it's gonna continue to at least
Like
feel the other
fill the
side of
range.
the
Yeah.
range. Yeah. So like over here, we could argue that it should at least come to like 125, 930, 940 area. This area here. I think on this particular example, it's very difficult to like spot an entry point, but I mean the only entry really could have been taken probably like over here, maybe the break of that high. But then is there enough range? I think this isn't probably the best example, but I'm sure there's other examples that
Do you
make
ever
more
tend to
sense.
take those sort of entries, like after fake outs? Do you tend to do that, like with the anticipation that it's gonna sort of just fill the rest of the range, or do you
um
tend to sort of stay away from it?
it depends really. I'll do you a little example of like a trade I did on the simulation the other day that is something that I see happen a lot and that I've taken. So imagine we have like a support over here, and then prices coming down to support, candles are dropping, and then we have a candle close below support. And then obviously that's the point at which, you know, people start looking for sells, right? And then what
Yeah.
happens is we get a bullish candle that kind of engulfs that move. Now, when I see this, I know that at that point, you know, okay, now I know that there's a higher probability for the next candle to continue up. But sometimes what's going to happen is the stop loss is too big because this one candle, this fake out candle, is quite a strong candle. So what I like to do is if the next one does kind of like wick down to a position where I can get a better stop loss below that candle, then I would take the buy to anticipate that the next candle should continue up. And that move there happens maybe not as often, but when you get that entry, it is a high chance it's going to work out. So that
Yeah.
one there I would take all day. But the other, a lot of fake out moves become very difficult. I think here's I just found an example actually. Obviously it wasn't during the time I'm trading, but for like visual purposes. So this example is, let me just remove this. So you see how we had support here, and then obviously I know this candle didn't quite close above, but let's just say for example it did. Then as this candle's coming down, this is where your buys are taken, keeping the stop below the previous candle because you're expecting then for us to continue up to maybe retest these highs. See, that's kind of what happens a lot is when price makes a high, like kind of what the example that I was saying. So it will make a high, it will come up, make a high, and then it may like retrace and like create some support like this. So then create support. Now this is the point at which we're all thinking, you know, that price is going to come up to retest the high. And then sometimes, you know, what's going to happen is, obviously this is the point at which I might look for sells because, you know, candles then closing below the zone. But then when the next candle closes back above this support, that's the point at which, you know, now you could say, okay, well now we're going to retest the high. It was a fake out of this support to continue to retest that high that was created. So yeah.
Cheers. Thanks for that.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, kind of another example here too. Because we had this candle came down, closed below the support, next one came up. Obviously this was way more difficult, but you kind of can see the idea.
Yeah.
Because we made a high, then we would have thought price would have continued down and retest the high. But there you go. Right now I think it's just consolidating. Well, I don't think, I know it's consolidating. So yeah, it's kind of really a bit messy at this point. Man, December has been the worst month. I mean, yeah, right up until the end of November, it was just I was just smashing it, and then December came, and it's just been so tough. I've missed so many moves in December. I've taken a few losses in December.
So just due to the market sort of moving a bit strange.
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of I think as well, because obviously now we're getting closer and closer to obviously Brexit deadline. So it's been very volatile. It's just been awful. I mean, there's been a few good moves, but then they've been either really hard
To
to
catch.
catch, yeah, or like what will happen is I took a loss, let's say, of an example, of like a situation, and then I'll think, okay, well, what did I do wrong? I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, this didn't happen, so it didn't work out. And then it will happen the next week, but then that time it will play out. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, it makes no sense. So, I don't know.
I think I was in a GJ trade yesterday until Boris announced something and it just screwed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there before. I've been there. But I think New Year is gonna be better. Like I just want to see this month through. Just take only like good setups. Like the buys this morning, I was super confident they were gonna play out, but it just didn't. But then it did go exactly where I anticipated to go. I mean, I had a TP at 139.500, so it was around 12, 13 pips away. But yeah, is what it is, man.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, I think New Year's gonna be better, especially once they've actually like sorted this Brexit stuff out. Then I think markets are just gonna go back to normal a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, the live stream's never been so quiet. I've got hardly anyone from the group in here today, just me and you. I've got only 16, 17 people. We usually have like 50, 60 people come on.
Yeah, usually I've been watching it on YouTube, and for some reason I just haven't joined. I think maybe it's just too early. But yeah, I thought, no, let me jump on today. Try and make it more regular.
Yeah, of course. Well, obviously, it's one of the benefits that you get from being in the group is being able to obviously come on and actually talk to me properly, because then I can talk about USD JPY or
Exactly.
Yeah, so
No, exactly. And
yeah.
learn a few things. Yeah, no, I've just been so busy. So I recruit in the pharmaceutical industry, so everyone's been trying to make a vaccine at the moment. It's just been so crazy.
Yeah, man, I know. But no, obviously work's got to come first, man.
Yeah.
Trade, because when your work comes first and trading second, you're not so focused on like making money from trading. You're
No, exactly.
So you're taking your time with it, and then that's when the natural progression happens.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So you work in so you work for a recruitment
Agency,
yeah.
Recruitment agency in the pharmaceutical industry. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the vaccine then?
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm not going to rush to take it. I probably will end up taking it at some point, but I just wouldn't want to be one of the first.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd like to see how sort of everyone's affected by it first.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's like three vaccines out there now. 3 companies have sort of made one. So yeah, just wait, I suppose.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think how quick they got one through.
Yeah, that's why I think it's Pfizer's one that got rushed through. So I don't think I'd rush to take that.
Nah. Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna take the vaccine just because I think that one, I've already had it, so there's no reason for me to.
Oh, you had COVID? Yeah?
Well, I think so. I really do think so. I mean, this was back in like February.
Yeah.
And this was like when the country didn't really know about it. But I've never felt the way that I felt when I was ill for 2 days. So that's what made me think, something isn't right. And then obviously like a month later when we hear, oh well, we think it's been in the country for since January, and you know
Yeah.
they reckon the first guy brought it over in January. So I mean it could have been, but I had definitely had the symptoms. So I mean, and I don't really get ill that time of year. If I get ill, it's
Yeah.
probably November, December, and this is the first year I haven't. Well, sorry, this isn't the first year. I haven't been ill for a couple of years in that time of year at all, and I've never been
Yeah.
ill after Christmas ever. So it was almost like it was just strange. It was really strange. So I had my symptoms were basically like I had really achy joints. I mean, I could not move. I just had to lay there. I didn't even feel ill. Do you know, like
Yeah.
where you're hot and all that? I didn't even feel like that. I just felt so achy. Like my whole joints, I couldn't move. If someone asked me to lift something up, I wouldn't have been able to. So I just needed
Yeah.
like a whole day's rest. So I just rested up, and then I was fine the next day, to be fair. But yeah,
Yeah. A few people have said that, to be honest.
yeah.
Like, even myself, I think I remember being very ill, like exceptionally, more so than usual sort of thing. And
Mm,
then after we come about that there's this virus, and just like, I wonder if that was it.
yeah,
But who knows?
yeah. To be honest, I'd rather have got it then, because
Yeah.
once obviously all the media started realizing that it's very real, that there is a pandemic. That's when they started trying to obviously cause a lot of fear mongering.
Yeah.
That's the point at which I was like, oh, I don't want to get this virus. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
being told that it's very deadly. So
Yeah.
to get it
Exactly.
before they said anything was probably the best thing that could
Yeah.
happen. But there you go. Ah, man, GJ just looks such a
He
mess
is
today.
playing. Yeah.
Not like it just, yeah. I mean, obviously from a technical perspective, it makes sense to just keep going up because it's just. But I mean, yeah. I don't want to take a second trade to then that one be wicked out and then continue. That would just, yeah, not be good. But yeah, so I think over December, once I've actually packed up, like next week, mid next week, we're gonna be doing a lot of simulation sessions. So
Nice.
this week, this Christmas break is gonna be proper focused on like really back testing, just
Yeah,
all
good.
of that, man. Really, yeah, gonna be doing
Yeah,
a lot
looking
of
forward to
hours.
it.
So there you go. Right, let's look at gold because we didn't really check out gold, did we? Yeah, looks like gold continue moving bullish. Where's the next target for gold? Let's go to the 30-minute. I think the next target for gold is gonna be 1865, but the only thing I don't like is these rejection wicks over here. So probably gonna need like a support for gold to continue up. But we're gonna watch anyway. Oh, we've got another subscription there. Thank you, Lily. Appreciate it. Yeah, never seen the stream so quiet, man. I was surprised. EJ. Yeah, EJ can continue bullish, but it needs to break the high of the previous 30-minute candle. Well, let's see how USDJPY is getting on.
Yeah, I decided to close it because I checked the 5-minute and it looked as if it was sort of approaching my entry.
Yeah.
So I thought, let me just close that before.
Yeah, see the 15-minute candle, it closed like a strong 15-minute candle too. I mean, yeah, I think at least you should have at least closed 50%. Obviously, if you don't,
Yeah.
if you wanted to close full position, that's perfectly fine. But if you close 50%, and then it still goes in your direction, you're still kind of in profits. But
Yeah.
that's up to you. I just, as prices coming back to my entry after going in profits, that's the point at which I'm just taking some risk off at that point. But
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
yeah. So, but I think maybe it's good decision because it looks like it wants to break this high and reverse a little bit.
yeah. I think it's gonna come back for sure.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, we'll see. I can't say for sure.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, look, I think the best thing to do now is to just look at this and be like, okay, well, where could I have entered or how could I have made this better? So,
Yeah,
like I say, if you wait for the 30-minute candle to close, your entry would have been right over here. And
yeah.
then, we'll
Probably would have got
measure
my
it.
10 pips already.
Yeah, so, I mean, what was the risk? So let's say that your entry is over here. The risk would have been around 5, 6, maybe, yeah, so let's just say 6 pips. So a minimum you want to walk away with, like, let's say 7, 8, including spread.
Yeah,
So once, prices continue down, it did push around 9 pips into profits. That's probably the point at which 8, 9 pips securing with
sure.
UJ because, it's a less risk. You're risking less than you usually would, so you can
Yeah,
secure that just one little pip less or whatever. So I think that would have been a, the better idea there. Let's look on the 5 minute as well, see what was going on. Yeah, 5 minutes pretty difficult. But there you go. You live and learn.
yeah,
But then if you really want to go, into it to say, okay, well, where would have been the best possible place to take sells? And I would have said, probably somewhere over here because we had a support over here, or you could argue we
yeah,
had like a resistance because we was in a downtrend. This candle came up, closed above. Now once this 15-minute candle closed back below this range, you could be like, oh well, I want to be a bit cautious because there's a support, but if we break this low we can continue down because we have clean candles. Now if you
yeah.
took the sell there, then you could have caught like what, 20
The
pips.
whole move. Yeah,
And then what confluence did you have here? Well, we spoke about the 4-hour time frame did a break and retest. So then
yeah,
you had that confluence in the back of your mind to say, well, since the Asian session we closed below support, that move up could have been the retest, and now we're continuing down. Let's look on the 1 hour. The 1 hour candles also closing below this area. This out one, and then you had the confluence. Okay, here, look. So then perfect,
retest.
because then look at this 1 hour candle. It closed a weak 1 hour candle, and that is the type of entry that I take a lot of times. When we see a weak 1 hour candle and the next one breaks the low, there's a high
Yep.
chance price is going to continue down. So you had a couple of confluences there within this area.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's pretty good. I just always think, no matter what, even if it's a losing trade, winning trade, you just always have to review it, because then you're just
yeah,
going to drill it into your mind about the mistakes that you make. And, and then let's say even if the sell was taken over here, you would have closed 50% as it came back to your entry point, and then you would say, okay, well, as long as this candle closes bearish, then I don't really need to close any more than that. I want this candle to close bearish, and then I can let the rest run to see if it will continue down. And then you just trail it. So then you'd bring your stop above this area, and then as price is dropping further down, you bring your stop above the next zone, and yeah, so on and so forth. Well, I suppose why it's just me and you, might as well
yeah.
you might as well use me, because
Oh, of course.
GJ's not really doing anything. Not really much going on, so but there we go.
How many views have you got today?
Well, we've only got like 14 people on at the moment, but usually at this time we'd have like 40, 50 people.
Yeah,
I
probably because
think,
of the first stream, probably.
yeah, I think there's a lot of other streamers now doing the London
Yeah.
session too. But I don't really mind. Even if there was just 3 people that came on, I would still do it because I
No, of
enjoy it.
course.
I enjoy it. Plus, I find it makes me like better because I have to, obviously what I preach all the time, I have to like prove it, in the live
Yeah,
market.
yeah, of course.
So, but there you go. See what gold's do. Oh yeah, gold continued bullish. So I think maybe the entry was break of the high over here to continue up. Yeah, it's from the fun. Well, there you go. So gold's continuing bullish. GJ is just consolidating. But, I mean, looking at the actual 30-minute, if the 30-minute candle closes bullish, there's definitely a higher probability for price to continue up at this point. It's just... yeah. It's just messy on the 15-minute, but on the 30-minute, it makes sense from a structural point of view to continue up. I wonder if we're actually going to head down at this point. The 30-minute candle's closing bearish. 15-minute candle's now flipping bearish. Ooh, I wonder.
Let's show that wick.
Yeah, look at that, man.
What would the salary stop off? We did like 10 pips.
Well, for sales, the stop would
Yeah.
be bigger than that. It'd be like 8. Well, see, the thing is, we need a candle to close below the support.
Below that, yeah.
Yeah, because this was the London Open support. So this is a strong support here. So we wouldn't want to jump into like a counter trend trade just yet, because we're still in an uptrend too on the market structure. So I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to wait to see if we can. Oh, look at that! Anybody witnessing this? Man, this is crazy. It broke the low in literally the first second. Yeah, I think I'm staying out of this until I see something that I see makes sense. Like, the only thing I see is if this 30-minute candle closes bullish, because then we have support, and then we have a high made up over here and up over here. So that would be the point at which I'd look for buys. Otherwise, it's just so messy. Yeah. Plus, because I already taken buys, I need to make sure the second attempt is gonna be like a yeah, a good probability trade. Oh, gold should fill the wick on the 15-minute time frame. Looks like EJ is also trying to create a minor support here on the 15-minute time frame. 30-minute. I think if EJ breaks the high of the previous 30-minute candle, we see this entry a lot. I think at that point it can continue up. It needs to break the high of the previous 15-minute candle. Okay, I think we have some PMI news as well come out with GBP. Yes, and it came out. It was good. And then this one was, I think overall was good numbers. Oh, there's USD retail sales today. Ah, see, maybe that's why gold's going bullish, because the retail sales is negative. Tomorrow's a big day for GBP. Ooh, not really a lot to do at the moment. Messy price action.
I think I'm gonna jump off, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, got some work to do. So,
Yeah,
but
no
thanks
worries,
for
mate.
this morning.
Yeah, no
I'll
worries.
be on tomorrow as well. So, yeah,
Yeah,
have a good
cool.
one.
Yeah, see you, bro. See you tomorrow.
Take care. Bye bye.
Sweet. Bye, bye. How long have you been trading, bro? I've been trading now for about God, how long has it been? It's been since 2017, so about 3 years, coming on 4 years. Officially, like trading, but I mean, yeah. I think like trading properly, like live, and well, I've been trading like properly for about a year and a half, but I've been trading with a live account for 2 years, 2.5 years. But there you go. When did you stop using indicators? I stopped using indicators, I think, pretty early on. I just didn't find that they were helping. Didn't find that they were really working. So yeah, just kind of really focused on like price action, and I used to use EMAs, but then I removed the EMAs. Found they just kind of got a little bit confusing, contradicting, and then like imagine there's like an EMA right now, and let's say like the EMA is like this, and then it's about to and I'll be focused that we're reacting to the EMA here, we're reacting to the EMA, we can't break the EMA. So I was way too focused on the indicator rather than the price action and the candles. Yeah, price is just consolidating at this point. But there we go. Man, never seen the stream so quiet. I still use them, and it's helped my eyes, making my chart very colorful and bright. Low. Yeah, I mean they're good if you. I think EMAs are better for like higher time frames. Like overall trends. things like that. But for me, just, yeah, I just like focusing on one candle, getting in and out, and doing that. So there you go. So we got 11 minutes left for the 30-minute candle to close. I know the 15-minute time frame is ranging. I know that. But if you look at it from a 30-minute perspective, you know, price made a high, we're forming support. We'll have to see. Because if this 30-minute candle closes, let's say this 30-minute candle closes a week bullish and the next one breaks the low, then we can continue down to 139.300. So I think now we're coming into a position soon where, you know, either price is going to correct this move or we're going to create support here to continue higher. So I'm just going to focus on the 30-minute for the minute because the 15-minute time frame is very messy right now. Quiet day today. Yeah, Leroy, it's really quiet. Actually, this is the quietest it's been for a while since we first started. Yeah, I mean, morning. Yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing? After 3 years of trading, those are the 5 pairs you like. Well, after 3 years of trading, my favorite pair is obviously GJ. Then I would say it goes EJ, and then I would say it goes gold, and then I would say it goes GBP CAD. But to be honest with you, FTSE I've only just started looking at in 2020, and then the others I've all been watching kind of ever since I first started, really. But I focused, I broke away from gold, EJ, GCAD for a long while and just focused on GJ for many months. Just GJ, just focused. Holidays coming too, everyone's chilling. Yeah, I understand. Hey, there's no obligation to be on the stream, but you know, I'm still gonna do them no matter what. They're here for free education of people in the private group. So plenty. Hello. Any Brexit news? Big wicks over there. Yeah, there was some Brexit news. Not just Brexit news, actually. We had CPI news. We had flash PMI news. We had more news over here. We had Brexit news. We had Brexit news last night. So, just crazy times. So yeah, just waiting for this 30-minute candle to close because I think it's going to be important how the 30-minute candle closes. Because if we break the high of the previous 30-minute candle, then we can, at that point, continue moving up. right? But if we break, if this 30-minute candle closes a week bullish and the next one breaks the low, we can continue down and clean and correct this move. We can continue down and correct this move, coming down to 139.300. So a little bit of waiting involved. I'm waiting for price to break the support zone and the 1 hour, then retrace back to it for me to consider a buy trade. Yeah, I think for buys, it's going to maybe be like a break of the 30-minute high to continue up. Or it's going to be, yeah, see, there's not enough range to take a buy once this candle closes as support. But it does make sense once we have support form for the next 30-minute candle to also go bullish. But I want to be kind of cautious here. Harrison, got a question. Okay, nice. Do you take advantage of leverage on the brokers when compounding through your 3 years of trading? So instead of depositing to the account, you set aside funds instead. I mean, it's kind of a bit of a difficult question there, because obviously when it comes to leverage, it's not necessarily about how much you've got in the account, because if I have $1,000, £1,000 in a trading account with leverage 1 to 30, let's say, which it is over here in the UK, right? 1 to 30 leverage, I could probably risk maybe like, I don't know, £10, £20 of that maximum, right? That's the maximum. Whereas if I had £1,000 and I signed up with Blackball Markets, who have leveraged 1 to 500, then I know that £1,000, I could probably risk about £100 of that, £200 of that. So the leverage is higher, which means the risk is higher, because you're accepting that you can lose more very quickly, right? So that's the first thing. And in terms of, so instead of depositing to the account, you set aside funds instead. It wasn't really like that, I started off with a small account, I built it up, not about trying to say, I compounded the account, not like, trying to sound like one of those success stories. But obviously I had winning months, it was profitable, so I would deposit more as time went on, because I was doing good, and I was profitable and consistent and all of those things. So yeah, like that's it really. If you have a direct question about how you want to save money to put into a trading account, like I think the first thing to do is to put money into a trading account that you're willing to lose. Something that you are willing to lose. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to affect you that much. If you lose it, you're not going to be upset. You're not going to be gutted, right? So I think that's going to be the best thing. And then as you get better, you can look to deposit more, right? Okay, so we've got 3 minutes left, and it does seem like the 30 minutes closing weak, but we do have to wait for it to close, because we can't anticipate it right now while it's still open. There's a few more minutes left, and trust me, a lot can happen in the last 30 seconds of a candle. I've seen it all. You consider 139.800. You consider 139.800 on GJ 1 hour a support zone. 139.800. I would consider it a resistance, because we have rejections in this area, and if you go to the 30-minute and the smaller time frames, it seems that way. If you take this sell, wouldn't you be worried about that rejection wick? No, I wouldn't be worried about it, because if you look at it, like, we're rejecting the upside, we're rejecting the downside. So I think, if we close weak and we break this low over here, then I'd take that sell all the time. And this is just a destination at that point. So okay, let's put the scenario in, because I think this is going to be a good learning point for you here, George. So obviously, yes, you're right. We're rejecting up over here because, you know, candle came all the way up and then it closed here. We came all the way down to support and then we retraced and we rejected because we closed here. So we know that price is ranging between this zone. So this wick and this wick are both destinations. How do we know they're destinations? Because price can only go up or down, and these were orders that were, you know, filled because, you know, this is where price came to and obviously couldn't be sustained. But the point is if this candle closes weak, which obviously it doesn't look like it's going to do now, but if it did and the next one breaks the low and we're breaking support, you know, these wicks is the destination. If we break the high of this 30-minute candle, if the 30-minute candle can close strong because, you know, we're creating a support, we're not breaking below this area, right? Then there's a higher probability that this wick's going to get filled because this is the next destination. And it was a rejection previous, you know? So we know how the trend works, right? Bullish uptrend. So sometimes these high points, they're going to be these rejection wicks. Now, when we retrace and form support, these rejection wicks are the destination when we continue in that direction, you know. So I'm not concerned about the rejection wicks. I know that was a news candle. What I am concerned about is that the fact that the 15-minute time frame is very messy. So based on the 15-minute time frame, I think, you know, it's a nothing. But yeah, it looks like this candle's closing strong bullish anyway, so we can't really, yeah, there's no sells at this point. There's no sells. There's no buys. Well, there's buys if we break the high, but I mean, it's going to be risky because the reason this trade would be risky is because you'd have to use, because, okay, if you took a buy at the break of the high and you want to use the previous candle, it's going to take you like, it's going to cost you, you know, 15 pips worth of risk. Whereas if you take a buy when we break the high and use the current candle as the stop loss, then obviously, you know, your chances of getting stopped out are going to be a lot higher. So that's why I'm less inclined to take these buys. But I know that if we break this high over here, that's the point at which price can continue moving bullish. Because, you know, if it breaks the high and you're using the current candle, your stop's going to be 6-7 pips, but it's going to be risky. It's going to be much more risky because you can get stopped out very easily. So I think if if you're looking for those buys, I would use less risk. That's just me personally, though. So I don't know if you guys wanted to see something funny, but you know, obviously how last week we were joking around saying, obviously, like, now that I'm monetized on YouTube, I can start earning money. Who wants to see how much I've earned so far? I've earned 10 pence. 10 pence so far is my estimated revenue. So there you go. Gonna be making my millions. It's mad. Yeah, I don't even know what half this stuff means, man. Anybody can tell me what this means? Playback base CPM? I don't really understand it. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, absolute millions. Millions and millions. But there you go. Yeah, I'm getting paid, but I mean, it's pennies in it. It's absolute pennies. Yeah, I'm not farting to get paid. No, you're right. um, yeah, no, you're right. You gotta start somewhere. I mean, look, I can treat myself to a copy. No, I can't even afford a cup of tea yet. So probably when I hit a couple hundred views, I can afford a cup of tea. It's fine. So does anybody know about this? What does CPM mean? Does that mean I get access to that CPM? Have I earned a fiver, or is that nothing to do with me? I don't think that's my money. That would have been nice. I can go get myself a little McDonald's breakfast. Yeah, well, no, technically, because I've only got 10p, so I think I can afford maybe a Freddo. You know, the little chocolate frogs. I think I can afford one of them with a bit of spare change. Yeah. See, price now, it didn't break the high of the previous 30-minute, and it's retracing at this point. You know, but the thing is, sometimes it's going to be better when it retraces deeper before breaking the high, because then you haven't entered yet, you're still relaxed, you know, and then if it does come up and break the high, then you're going to feel way better for taking that buy. Oh, the 25p. Yeah, not even there yet. Cost per thousand. Yeah, no. All right, let's pull this up for a sec, because I want to work this out. Right, I know some of you are like more tech minded than me. So here we have, this is what they reckon my estimated revenue. So 10 pence. Yeah, that's what they reckon I've earned. Now it says here playback base CPM £5.45, but I don't think I'm entitled to that, because it says my revenue is 10 pence. So why would it be? Okay, playback base CPM means effective playback base cost per mile, and tells you how much advertisers paid per 1,000 monetized playbacks. Yeah, I don't know. That means nothing to me. I just want to know if that's my money or not. I don't think it is. I don't think that's mine. Okay, let's see what videos earn money. Well, what day is that? So the 14th of December, that earned me 7p. Pretty good. I like it. Every 100 playbacks you will get £5. Oh, every 1,000 playbacks you will get £5. So, hold on. So you're saying that what does that mean, playbacks? Like people rewatching the stream? Like if someone rewatches if for every 1,000 people that rewatch the stream, I earn £5? Is that how it is? Me don't know. I need to look into this, man. Let's do lifetime. Oh, so what you're saying is per 1,000. Okay, so I think I get it. I see. Okay, fine. Fine. The other question as well I have, I mean, I don't know why I'm asking you guys. Sorry to, but I mean, let's say, because I know, like, you know, when you join the live stream, you get a little ad come up and you press skip ad. I don't think I get paid if people press skip ad, do I? Or I could be wrong. Could be very wrong. See, the 30-minute candle, it never broke the high of the previous 30-minute candle. So the probabilities wasn't there. Yeah, it's just ranging right now. It's just consolidating. Hello. Does Euro AUD is a good idea for pre-London or pre-New York? I would say London session, so pre-London and London, it makes sense because that's when the Euro market's open. Euro AUD, yes, is a good idea for pre-London and London session because I would agree with that one. No, skipped ads doesn't count. Yeah, see, most people skip the ads. I know most people skip the ads because I do too. So maybe I should just get rid of the skipped ads. Stop doing skipped ads so I can rack in that P. But there we go. Oh, so it looks like the 30 minutes about to break the high of the previous 30-minute candle. I think if people... Yeah, I think that's going to be a good idea to take buys over there. Keeping the stop below the current candle, sorry. I think that could work out. I mean, even better if the 15-minute candle closes above this resistance. I mean, that would be super good to continue up. Yeah, maybe because there's like 58 seconds. Maybe just want to wait. Because there probably is going to be a little bit of a pullback with the next 15-minute candle. But I mean, if the 15-minute candle closes above this area, then that's going to be pretty... Ooh, it's breaking above. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So I know maybe some people are going to be executing buys over here. I think it's going to be a pretty good idea. So like I say, if you keep the stop below the current 30-minute candle, I think it's gonna work out very nicely. But I want to see how this 15-minute candle closes, because if the 15-minute candle closes above this area, then I could give the buys a second chance, keeping the stop below the current 15-minute. About to close above. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, actually I got in these buys too now at this point, because the 15-minute, the first half of the 30-minute closed above resistance. So at this point, I think we're going to target the high up at 139.800, and then I think we should have a good day over here. So yes. Yeah, I think a good TP is going to be 139.800, and then expect price to continue on at that point. Yeah, I'm in buys too. Yeah. I think it's going to continue up at this point. Well, it should do anyway. Should continue up. At least we have the 15-minute candle, you know, closed above this minor resistance, just ever so slightly. Obviously, we spoke about the fact if the 30-minute breaks the high of the previous 30-minute, the price should also continue moving up. Something I've seen happen a lot of times, right? But we want to be cautious as well. We always want to see how and where we can manage risk. Well, that's what's important to me anyway. I think this wick over here is going to be the next destination, and then we should continue up to 139.800. So we'll see. Why can't GJ just do one of them big pushes now that's been doing all day? 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, this 1 5-minute candle is broken above everything here, this whole consolidation. So it would be really nice to see price continue at this point. Are you going to stream after 20th December? I'm pretty much going to stream like up until Christmas Eve or whatever. Yeah, I'm going to stream up until Christmas Eve, and then going to take a break there for a little bit, and then we'll be back. We'll be back. Yeah, I think we at least want to see the 30-minute close above this area. Yeah, back in January. Yeah. Back in January. Okay, this 30-minute candle's got 10 minutes left. So probably how I'm going to manage risk is I want to see, first of all, obviously how the first 5-minute candle closes. So the first 5-minute candle closed like a weak bearish. So I don't really think that means too much at this point. I'm more focused on if the 30-minute candle flips bearish. You know, if the 30-minute candle flips bearish, then I'm immediately going to close 50% of the position. You know, because if it flips bearish, then we shouldn't be coming back in the range at this point. I mean, yeah. Coming into like the last part of the candle, like it makes no sense to hold by as if the 30 minutes gonna flip. So the 30 minutes about to flip bearish. Yeah, see, it's very difficult at this point. Eight minutes left. What's gonna happen in the last 8 minutes? Yeah, see, perfect. 5-minute candle flipping. Hopefully, if it can break the high of the previous 5-minute candle, I think that's going to be the point at which we should continue up. You know, this is the last 5 minutes of the 30-minute, and if we're not going to go anywhere, then you know, the buys are just becoming difficult and more difficult. Difficult and more difficult. More difficult is the correct word. All stopped. What do you mean all stopped? Wow, how have we got like 55 viewers now? 55 people on the stream now at this point. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, see, the 1 hour time frame broke the high of the previous 1 hour time frame. 1 hour candle. I think it's gonna be good to continue up. We just have to give it a couple minutes to do its thing. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think it's going to continue bullish at this point. All right, we're coming into the last 5 minutes now. So hopefully now we should see a push. Well, I think so anyway. 5 minute creating a nice support here. as long as this 5 minute can either break the high of the previous 5 minute or close bullish, it's certainly looking promising to continue up. Okay. Okay, so we're coming to last 5 minutes of the 30-minute candle now. 15-minute candle also trying to continue bullish. 5-minute candle closed strong. I think it's going to be good to continue up at this point. Yeah, if we don't see a push now, then don't know if we're going to get one. Go GJ, go GJ. Yeah. Should be good at this point. Come on, GJ. Where's all the volume gone? Where's all the volume gone? It's moving slow now. Maybe the 30-minute just wants to close above this area. Oh, there we go. Come on, GJ. Let's go. Last 3 minutes. Can we get 139,800? That's going to be... If we can get to 139,800, I think it's going to have been a good day here today. Despite the loss on the first buys, giving the buys a second chance. I think, yeah. Don't know where all the volume's gone at this point. All the volume for GJ is just dying out. Let's look at gold here for a sec. So gold's kind of retracing at this point. Okay, so we've got like 1 minute left. I think as long as the 30-minute candle closes above this area, then it's going to be good for price to continue bullish. Obviously, yeah. And then we can use the 15-minute to adjust risk. Oh, 30-minute. What's going on in the last minute over here? See, a lot can happen. A lot can happen in the last minute. A lot can happen in the last minute. Last 50 seconds. Come on, GJ. What are you doing here today? Man, what's going on here today? Okay, so I think if this 30-minute candle closes in this range over here, I'm just going to exit the full position. And yeah, there's just nothing we can do if it's going to close weak in the range. At that point, it makes no sense to hold these buys. It makes absolute 0 sense to hold the buys if we're staying in the range. Yeah, looks like we're going to close back in the range here with GJ. Yeah, see, at this point, I closed the full position. And that's that. There we go. Yeah, I closed the full position here. Let's look on the 1 hour. Yeah, it's not really liking it at this point. Because the 30-minute close, such a weak 30-minute candle. Seems like the probabilities just weren't there. Okay, 2 trades today, 2 losses. Wow. So there we go. There we go. This price is coming down now. It broke the low of the previous 15 minutes. Coming back in the range. It's just garbage. Just garbage. So there we go. Should have held, bro. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I should have done because I'll be sitting in drawdown now. It broke the low of the previous 15. We're back in the range. Very high chance we're going to get stopped out over here. 1 hour is also kind of trying to close bearish at this point. So I think it was a pretty good decision to just close everything. News again. I don't think so. But I could be wrong. Yeah, no, I don't think there's any news. Yeah, man. Is what it is, I'm afraid. It is what it is. But there we go. To be honest with you, I think this is going to be a good idea now to call it a session here today. So let's do a quick recap of today's live stream. So I had 2 buys here today. I gave the buyers 2 chances and the market dicked me again. So the first buyer's bias was taken over here. Candles were closing above resistance, right? Expecting London Open to continue price up. Didn't. Close back in the range. Ended up going in the anticipated direction. So then, you know, the buys became very difficult at that point. Then we look at the second buys, you know, was expecting because the 30-minute created a support. So we look on the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute candle created a strong support. We look at this and we say, okay, well, if we can break the high of the previous 30-minute, then price can continue moving bullish and we can fill this wick over here, right? And then what happened was, obviously, the 30-minute close in the range, so there's no confirmation for buys at that point. And as you can see, they've literally come right near stop loss at that point. So really good idea to just close and get out of those positions early. But there you go. So yeah, I think at this point, price is just ranging. Just ranging. Right, let's check out gold. So gold has made a high at 1867. It's trying to form some support over here to probably continue bullish. It's pretty good. It's retraced to this previous support here. So I think the 80% chance you're going to retest this high. Let's look at GBP CAD. Yeah, see, GBP CAD just continued bullish. You know, didn't really have to deal with what just happened with GJ. Because, yeah, I had a pullback too, but yeah, pretty difficult. EJ. Seems like EJ never broke the high. Retrace, but we do have a support formed here on the 15-minute. So remember, with EuroJPY, you know, price has made a high at 126, 160. There's an 80% chance we're going to retest that high. So where's a good point to enter? You know, maybe the break of the previous 30-minute high right over here to continue up is going to be good. Maybe wait for the 15-minute candle. Oh, so we have a support formed on the 15-minute candle. So, I mean, yeah, buys could make sense over here to continue up to retest this high. We have clean candles to the left-hand side, right? So it's probably a good chance of that happening. Let's look at the FTSE 100. Yeah, just mess. Okay, well, there you go. Man, if this candle comes up and breaks the high, continue up, that would just be, yeah, annoying, but it is what it is. Anyway, so thanks very much for watching, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 7:30 a.m. GMT. Remember, on Friday, we've got a very special guest coming on, Gorilla Strength. So do come down on Friday. We'll be having some discussions, fundamentals. So it'll be a pretty interesting discussion on the stream on Friday. So thanks very much, guys, for coming. Have a good rest of your day. No over trading. I know that, you know, obviously I'm calling it a day at this point. You know, so the buys, they didn't play out. Just a probability aspect. You know, we're in an uptrend. Price made a high, formed support. You know, the only way we could break this resistance is if we break this high right over here to continue up. But it just didn't play out. We had a confirmation because the 15-minute candle closed above, which was better. So I thought it was going to be a good idea to take buys. But there you go. Thanks very much, guys. And we'll see you all tomorrow.